So hello everyone. So today we are going to install the Docker in Windows machine where we have the home edition, and we are going to run ASP.NET Core API in a container, Docker container. So this is Praveen. I welcome you to my YouTube channel PLTC, where we are going to learn the coding, the Azure, Docker, Kubernetes and cloud. So be with me, subscribe my channel, and if you like this video, please drop a like. So we are going to install Docker. So how you can install Docker in your Windows Home Edition? For that we have to follow few instructions. Like, we'll go to the official Docker website. I'll just go to official Docker website. You can go here and you can see install Docker toolbox on Windows. So we are going to follow these steps. You can see we have to check our Windows machine. So for that it's recommended that you should have the SPECSY for Windows 10, or you can easily see the CPU information. So I have that and I have just ran it, and I see I have a Windows 10 home single language 64-bit. So once it's confirmed, I can go to this. You can explore more and check your specs. So for me, I have the 64-bit, which is more than sufficient. And if you install, we need few things like Docker client, toolbox and VM VirtualBox. So all these things together, we'll get it from this link. So I'll just quickly go here. So we need to install Docker. So you can see the latest release is 19.03.1. come down. So we have these many things available with this exe. You can see the exe here. Just click, download the exe and double click and run the exe. You'll get all these things. So I'll show you. So once you will do this, and you can follow the step 2. Let's add it here. Follow our website step 2. Setup wizard will come like as usually we are doing in the Windows. Just next, and you'll end up with installing the Docker. So you will see 3 things in your desktop. One is virtual machine VirtualBox, the Kitematic, to get your Docker images information, to interact with your Docker account, and you will get the Docker quick start terminal. So I have, and you can see installation is done or not through your users folder. I have my VirtualBox installed, I have my Docker, and I have my terminal available with me, and I have my VirtualBox with me. So as you can see, we have got our Docker terminal. So I'm going to click on the Docker quick start terminal. So it will start my Docker in my Windows Home. So it will start in a VirtualBox, because for Home Edition we don't have any window version of Docker. So my Docker is started. So you can see I have my machine with IP 192.168.99.100. We'll use this, remember this IP address. So you can see the information about your Docker, like Docker, and you will see the details. We have our Docker 19.0.03.1. okay, so the next step is we have done the Docker installation. Now we have started the Docker in Windows Home PC. Now we need to Dockerize an ASP.NET Core application. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a .NET Core application. How could you do that? First, you need the .NET Core SDK should be available with you, and .NET Core CLI. So I'm assuming you know this, right? So if you have your machine and if you have .NET Core installed in your machine, you must have the .NET Core SDK. So come here. If you don't know, just type .NET and I think we'll get the details. If you're getting information like this, means you have your .NET Core SDK installed 3.1.201 is the latest, and you have runtime also installed in your machine. You can see this information, so you can run .NET command. You can run .NET help, and you can see what and all we can do with this command. So we can create a new project file. Okay, so we are going to create the project. Let's come here, .NET new WP sample. I need HTTPS also, so come here and I'm going to my directory. Okay, let me go into my directory. Okay, so we are going to create a new ASP.NET Core Web API through the .NET CLI. You can do it through Visual Studio and Visual Studio Code as well. So I'm going inside my directory cd, so where I have my samples. So here I am going to create my new web API. So I'll just copy this, I'll create like this sample core API. So sample core API is going to create here. Wow, so the template ASP.NET Core Web API was created successfully. So now you can see it's running the .NET Restore for my created web API. So restore is succeeded. So now if I want to see, I can go inside my directory. So now this is my API. So now what we will do, now it's created. So now I'll open code. So if you have Visual Studio Code open, it will be very easy because I'm gonna use the inbuilt plugins for Docker and for container and Visual Studio Code itself. So you can see how easy it is to build and to run a container through the plugins. Otherwise you have to use the commands, which is very difficult to use, and sometimes if there is typo then it's hard to figure it out. So it's opened in my Visual Studio Code, my sample core API, and you can see here I have sample core API now. So we have weather forecast, a default controller with us. So now what I'll do, I will just simply build and run it. So what we'll do, simply build and run. I'll just .NET, so it will build my application, my API. And .NET run my API. So maybe a little slow, bear with me. So if you are coming first time on this channel, then please subscribe for more videos, because I am going to upload so many helpful videos for the beginners on Docker and Kubernetes and container and Azure. So now our API is running. So you can see this localhost port is available for HTTP and HTTPS, it's listening both because we have opted for both. So if I am going to listen this, I can open a command prompt new, and I'll just, if you have curl installed, you can directly go and run the curl like this, and I have to add, because it is a web API, like this. So you can see we have a data available with us on web API, or you can do something like this as well. Simply come here and type closed. See, okay, so now API is running and working, our Docker is running. So now we have step Dockerize this application. Okay, so we are going to do this. Remember, always if the Visual Studio Code is asking for you to do this, required asset to build and debug are missing from your project name, add them, always select yes. I'll tell you why. You have observed that we have added this .vs code here. So we have this launch, we can add the configuration, and we have this task, so it will help us to build through the plugins. So now what we are going to do, this is a project, you can see we have a controller, forecast controller, and we have application settings, start of file. Okay, nothing to do with this. What we need to add a Docker file in order to Dockerize this application or API. So what I'll do, I'll simply open one terminal so I can see what's happening. I'll see whether my Docker is running here or not. Docker, I just simply see, okay, it's working. So if I execute anything which requires Docker, it will work. Okay, so now what I'll do, I'll simply click on Control Shift and P. So you can see I'm getting this Docker image, build image, add Docker file to workspace. So this is coming because I have my plugin available with me, the Docker plugin. This is very much required because it will make your life such easy in order to work with the Docker. So what you have to do, you have to go to the, I'll just show you. You can go to the extension and you can download it. So go to your extension like this, just type Docker, and the Microsoft Docker is available here first. So just click here and download it. And I think you have to restart your Visual Studio Code. I think that automatically it will do it for you. So you'll get this Docker. So as you can see, I have my container, images, and my registry. Everything is available in one place. So once you will complete this step, what we'll do, Control Shift and P, and I am just going to add Docker file to workspace, and then I'll select the .NET Core. Then I am going to use the Linux. Why Linux? Because we are using a Linux VirtualBox. We are not running the Windows VirtualBox, so we need Linux because we are using the toolbox, Docker toolbox. If we have a Windows server where we have installed the Windows Docker, then we can use of this also. Okay, so quickly I'll click Linux, and it's asking me include optional Docker composer file. So we don't need now. This is required for the multiple stack, like if you have MongoDB and your web .NET Core API together in a single build, so you can use the Composer, but we don't need now. So I'll click no. It's asking me to allow the port, which port you want to listen. So it has the ATN 443 for both the HTTP and HTTPS. So I'm going to enter as per the instructions. Okay, so now it will create a Docker file for me. See how easy it is to create a Docker file. Otherwise, what you have to do, you have to take the references of something like this from the Docker itself, like come here, see, go to the documentation, then do it. I'll show you. I have these links to me where we have this. Okay, so these are the link that I was following, official documentation. So if you are working with the you are going to Dockerize the ASP.NET Core application, these are the instructions, and you have to create something like this. You have to create a Docker ignore file, then you have to add this, then you have to build, then you have to run. So we are not using all those steps. Simply we are coming with the plugin and we are just Control Shift and P. We initiated the Docker file and automatically it has added the Docker ignore file for me. So see how easy it is now. So very wonderful plugin. So in my Docker file, I'll just quickly explain. I have from which image I want my ASP.NET Core. So this is the base image for the framework. Now the working directory and my expose is the port. So I have already set that ATN 443. So what happens when we work with the Docker? So it doesn't always work with a single image. It has the from where the image is coming. So it has so many layers available for the images. But here we have the base layer, then we are building our API, and then we are restoring the packages, we are copying the source code, and we are building the application in release mode, and then we are publishing the application, and finally we are getting the image. And how we can run this API, as we all know, we need a .NET command and we need a DLL to run the API. So this is what is happening. So now what I'll do, I have to do again the Control Shift P. So now if I have available my Docker file, I can simply build the image, or what I can do, I have to do the Docker build -t ASP.NET dot to build my image. Something like this I have to do to build my image. This is your application name. So I am not doing this. I am just simply click Control Shift P and build. So you can see it has created task. This is, and the same command is there. The same command will come here. See the Docker build rm pull f, and you can see this is because we have this task added here, Docker build. That's why I told you need that. So now you can see this task is completed. We have built our image. You can see the steps, and now I'll just quickly show you what is happening here. So see, here it is pulling the .NET Core image, base image, then it is the working directory, the run .NET store, and build. So whatever we have written here in Docker file, everything is happening. So finally it will publish. So we'll see, finally it will publish my Docker image. Okay, so my successfully build my image and it gave the latest tag to it. Otherwise what we can do, we can also give the tag like version 1, 2, 3. So I've just done it from there. You can do it and you can put the tag. Okay, so now if I click on my Docker, I can see I have my sample core API. So this is what the image is available. What you can do, if you don't have plugin, you can come here and you can Docker images. So you will see we have this sample core API. So this sample core API is my image, and if I want to see the container, which is the command docker container ls to list all the container which is running. Now nothing is running here. So now what I'll do, I'll just simply come here and just click the arrow, select test, and I can run interactively and it will run docker run it port 443 and 80 sample core API latest. So now it's running, you can see. So now my container has started. See, this container has started. So if I'll see here again, I'll run the same command docker container ls, list all my containers. So I can see 21 seconds ago this status is up. So my sample core API is running now. So now if you want to see where this container is running, so what happens, so many times people are getting confused because what they are doing, once the container is running, it says we need this command to get the IP of my application. So I'm simply giving my container ID, this is my container ID, to get the see. So nothing is coming. So IP address is not available because the IP address is not in your local host, it is in a virtual box. So what you have to do, I kept a note for your information. If you are using the Docker toolbox, then any port you publish with Docker run p will be published on the toolbox VM's private IP addresses. So as you have seen earlier, when we were running our Docker, we have the IP address. Okay, it's not showing. So Docker machine IP. So where our Docker is running on the virtual machine, that IP is required because this container is running inside the virtual box. So we need that IP address and then we need the port. So as you can see, we have this IP address, virtual machine, and then I will use same curl IP address and my port. Port is 80/podcast. Okay, wait. Okay, so now I'll do this. So as you can see now, this is my virtual box. My Docker is running and I'm running a container with this port, and this is my web API is running. I think same thing will work with here also. So if I see this localhost will not work because we have stopped that. Now it will work with your IP address. Because we have used the HTTPS. For HTTPS we have port 443. Okay, it's not secure. And for 443 I'll just check in my curl. So you have seen how it is working. Okay, let's go ahead and directly I am just trying. 4-3. Do 443 or okay, I have made a note of this. This is working like this. Okay, see, so my 443 port is also working. So that's how you can run your ASP.NET Core API in a container. You can see I have my Docker. So in my next video I will show you how you can connect to your Docker Hub account and you can push your images to the Docker Hub and you can use it from there. You can pull from there and you can run. So it's like the Docker registry. So how to implement a Docker registry for containerization, so I'll show you that. So I'm going to conclude the video. If you like this video or if it is helping you, please drop a like and subscribe my channel for upcoming videos. Thank you so much for watching.